Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Library of Ruina. Alright, so some minor changes. I swapped out I kind of reorganized Eugen's page here. I'm taking advantage of the Overcome Crises. I got rid of all the self-healing, and I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that she starts at 25% or lower. So I'm doing Faint Memories with Overcome Crisis to help with card draw and light. And then to take advantage, of course, of the overbreathing and exhaustion, I just grabbed three different forecast cards, including the exclusive. So Disgorge Innards, Tailoring. Besides that, as far as passive, I went ahead and kept Singular Strike since I have a decent number of single strikes. And the rest I kind of just tossed a randomness. Like I went and grabbed Refraction and Dimensional Sections. It's probably not going to be very useful. It's a 1 in 20 chance for Refraction to trigger, and a 1 in 10 for Dimensional Sections. But if it hits, great. I'm not going to worry about it. Besides that, I went ahead and I already showed what we did with Nettery. I did briefly kind of mess around with Alan's page, trying to do some sort of singleton type thing with piercing, but it hasn't really come together yet, and I'm not sure if it's really usable, so I'm kind of waiting on that. In any case, let's go ahead and do some book reading, because we haven't done any in a while. I had to go back through my old videos to figure out what I've read so far. So I believe the last ones we read were from here. I think we did Dante and 7 Associations. So we still have we still have Kim's, the Blade Lineage, and we still have the puppets themselves. So let's read up on the puppets. Life in the nest isn't anything special, honestly. It's the same. The whole world over. You get pecked by your boss and go through mountains of workload. You find yourself working overtime pretty much every day. Payday isn't all that exciting either when you realize that you barely get any money for yourself after paying for maintenance. Credit cards, insurance, living expenses, and all that. Most of your income's gone in a flash, and then back to work. I've my ways of enjoying the little things in life, though. When I come back from work, I crack open a cold one and watch the back streets through the window as night falls. When I'm lucky, I can see people chasing each other or getting into a tussle, and I think, oh, I sure hope that person manages to get away. I'm just being a hypocrite, of course. We're all simply watching it for fun, don't you agree? It's like a TV show. Viewers aren't genuinely concerned for the people on the rectangular screen. All they care about is guessing who will win. So many unrealistic and varied situations take place in the streets. It actually feels as if I'm watching television. Don't call me out for being inhumane. Who knows? Maybe someone is watching me work myself to the bones from a high-rise, holding a glass of wine in their hand. Money rules this city. Every denizen of the city is obsessed with money to the point of popularizing the belief that money can be thrown almost any problem. While the earnings of an average Nest resident are significantly higher than those of a person inhabiting the backstreets, there's also a notable wage gap among the Nest inhabitants. One thing to keep in mind is that your position in your job doesn't always guarantee a high income. No matter how high your rank is in the small enterprise, you might not earn much more than a fixer in the Section 6 of an association. Even if your financial gain is on the higher side, you likely won't earn enough to waste extravagantly, meaning you won't get to take first-class seats on warp trains all the time or load the table with a sumptuous feast. However, it will be enough money to secure a stable life in the Nest. People who earn 4 million on or more per month can be considered the upper middle class. That's where the quality of life sees a visible increase. You no longer have to worry about being evicted from the nest for being unable to pay taxes, and you can even hire fixers to keep you safe. You can save up in case of emergencies or send your children to better schools. A life lived in safe haven, free of illness and starvation. Well, that's the life of an upper middle class they all talk about. What is there to consider special? We just earn a bit more than others and live in a bit more comfort than others. So on's the money in this game? Or this setting? Because that's definitely not the... I know this game uses the Korean language, so it's definitely not the Korean currency, as far as I know. Anyway, so that's puppets. Let's go ahead and do Warp Cleanup Crew. We'll start with the agent. They ain't going to raise the ticket prices or run fewer trains like the last time, are they? What do you mean, Cap? The Botany Corps, the company that was supplying our energy needs, went down recently. That's a good point. It's hard to operate the trains with less energy. What do you mean by last time, though? Oh, you're too new to know? Back in the day, L Corp's nest was occupied by another energy company. So that company puttered out and put our corporation into the same sort of energy shortage we're dealing with now? Not quite. It did go bust eventually, but it's more that the company was stingy about sharing its energy. Awfully strict, too. I heard it had a bad reputation among its partner companies because they were so tight-arsed about energy supply we had to reduce the number of trains running at the time for a while. I had no idea. Don't count on me, though. I also picked this story up from my superior. That's enough chittering. Let's get back to work. Lusty. To restore the train, the passengers have to be in their seats. You have to be seated so the scanning program can detect your genomic data and put you back on the right seat. Oh, and the scanner has trouble reading things that are moving too much. So you should be nice and stay still in your seat. So the warp cleanup crew, like us, tidy up the carriages and put the passengers in their seats according to their genomic data. And with the press of a button, ta-da, everything's back to normal as if nothing happened. I only learned this after I joined the Corps, but isn't that so cool? That's what we agents do. But sometimes the cleanup crew isn't enough for the job. What's so scary about dealing with humans, you ask? I heard this story from my seniors. One time, a color hid their identity and snuck onto the train. What a shocker that must have been. It's our rule to stop powerful people like colors or key members of the association from boarding our warp trains, or to guide them to take first-class seats if they board the train for a safe and smooth restoration process. We want them to sleep without a care instead of joining in the chaos of other carriages. That color fixer was super tricky to deal with, they told me. Most passengers started training under the color's guidance in order to attain some kind of enlightenment. All but a few of our agents were pulverized by those people before they can even see a glimpse of the color. But we aren't totally powerless against those situations. We would have gotten into so many problems otherwise, yeah? In case things get too difficult for our agents to handle, we call our Corps, a wing we're partnered with. I saw footage of our Corps and our training course. They were so cool. That was my first time seeing the mercenaries in action. They'd keep pressing on and wipe their targets, no matter how harsh their resistance was. I was like, whoa, they really are something else. The fourth pack, was it called the Rabbit Team? Yeah, I think it was. I gotta wonder though, why rabbits of all animals? Isn't that an herbivore? Alright. It's been almost since we heard about the Rabbit Squad. Alright, Sense Page. You thought opening gates of different dimensions was our singularity? That's actually a former singularity a fallen wing used to own. It wasn't a very well-known wing, so you probably won't recognize it even if I told you its name. Point is, that wing discovered a way to open gates between dimensions, and the ability to create rifts in space. The wing sadly never knew how to utilize that stunning technology they'd found. The nest ended up falling before it could find a proper use for the singularity, and the company now known as W Corps spent a huge sum of money to purchase it. At first, people at this Corps also struggled to think of a good way to use this tech. Even if it could make a big rip in space, entering it was a whole different matter. You don't know what's in there or if you can even come back. They had no idea. But soon enough, our Corps found a way to put this dimensional gate to use, which involves T-Corp's technology. With the device made by T-Corp that collects time installed in the train, not a single second really passes in the carriages, even if the trains travel for thousands of years. It's the temporal preservation or whatever. That's what they apparently use, but it's too complicated for me. Anyway, whatever happens in the train, we revert it using our singularity of restoration, and T-Corps takes the time we collected for their own singularity. We're good business partners. This tech isn't just used for long-distance travel. It's applied to the weapons we use, too. Equipment used by agents of W Corps specialize in tearing and cutting things apart. We can precisely cleave lumps into individual pieces with the help of the space-ripping technology. Rose. Many people are under the impression that W Corps' singularity is quick transportation via teleportation. That's how our technology is advertised to the public. Anyway, they aren't strictly wrong. We're just hiding the bigger picture from them. W Corps singularity is the restoration of our previous status. To put it in layman's term, even if your body is crushed to a pulp, it can be restored to a recorded state as long as all the pieces remain. First off, we scan the molecular structures, genomic data, and other information of the passengers required for their restoration when they sit on their seats. The scanned data is stored in the transmission device inside the train, ready to be sent to the restoration machine. With that, any and all kinds of pandemonium into which the carriages may have turned can be reverted with a single button. The machine has difficulty scanning life forms that move too much, so we need to take measures to subdue it. As with all singularities, it has small side effects. Some might leave the train with slightly more weight than before, or gain a bit of height. No one has filed a complaint about it, likely because the change is so minor that they just shrug it off as a matter of feelings. Like the body feeling lighter because of their excitement for going on a trip, or it feeling heavier because they ate too much prior to boarding the train. Passengers don't remember what happened inside the train, but that's not because we use amnesthetics. It's the restoration procedure reverting the people's memories to a previous state rather than selectively erasing them. In plain language, everything goes back to how it was when it was scanned. The passengers will continue the conversations they were having when they first boarded the train as if nothing happened. They won't notice any oddity or displacement in their dialogue. Any thoughts they had or words they were about to speak will be restored and resumed seamlessly. Alright, so puppets. Oh no, we did puppets. Other. So, Kim. We value the art of violence more than anything here. Those with an unscathed body are not permitted to join us. A swordsman who does not have a single blade scar on his skin is doubtlessly too careful when he wields his weapon, and his inane hesitation will be an obstacle. Too irresolute to endure the wounds his own blade would leave, let alone the assault of others. A body free of scars is proof of cowardice. Alas, it would be wise not to expose your wounds outside of those on your face. And then Blade Lineage Co-Threat. Blade Lineage isn't known for coordination. It's a little more than a cohort of people who have nowhere else to go, or those who carry the intent to murder someone. Most who seek to join us sit at lowly social positions. It's not rare for such people to hold a deadly grudge against someone. You best behave before those who are more skilled than you. We may be a band of murderous ruffians, but we understand our place. And now, of course, we're in Start of the City. Cane offices. Bade. Contracts should be signed on equal terms with the consent of all parties involved, and the offices must fulfill the terms of the contract following the mutual agreement. It's a societal boundary that keeps us humans from betraying each other's trust as we must coexist. Although these principles are rather abstract, they exist to prevent anyone from devising lowly schemes and ensure that each party gets just benefits. The head's rules don't cover every small detail, so you can say this is a necessary addition to fill those gaps. Martinez. Notarization is the process of drafting a document to officially certify a deal between two offices in case of things happen. A notarial act is fairly powerful. Through these documents, you can verify various facts and secure executory force, meaning if one side doesn't carry out their part of the contract can be enforced on them. There's no need to argue about who is to blame. Notary acts exist to stop unnecessary disputes from occurring, and it's the job of notary public offices like the Cane office to help with that. Oh, and the city is divided into domains. It's similar to how the Zoe Association sets territories for policing. It's fair to expect at least one notary public office in every domain. This isn't to say that you can only use the notary public in your domain. If you can't find a notary public, or if the office isn't functional for whatever reason, you can always go to other domains, though it costs a bit more. A lot of people still choose the latter since they need to get business done in a hurry. Not even notary public office has the same level of professionalism after all. We live in turbulent times when wings are destined to fall behind in the market if they don't respond to patent disputes effectively, big or small. It's one of the reasons patent wars are that much important. Those megacorporations sue one another for patent infringement, or accuse one another for stealing their patent. Us small fries can watch the giants clash without worrying about getting caught in the crossfire. In fact, we benefit from such conflict. There are unspoken rules that you need to remember to keep your stake in a patent war. One must patent their technology separately for areas outside of the nest or other domain under their jurisdiction. One must avoid admitting to infringement before carefully reviewing the lawsuit. The rights to a technology cannot be protected if its details were publicized through advertisement or such before the patent was registered, etc. Patent wars break out for so many reasons, it'll take a day and a half to list them out. Alright. Night owls. It's usually a good idea to zip your mouth shut at a gathering of thumb subsidiaries. If you don't have any good suggestions to make, shutting up is the next best contribution you can make. Can never be sure if what you're about to say is a good opinion either. So just sock it in, general. In other places, mistakes would cost you your own life. But losing your credit in meetings like that means the members of your syndicate are also biting the dust. What did we do wrong to deserve the punishment for our boss being a moron? Alan's page. The message we got wasn't unexpected. The boss of our organization had always been a rash one, and he'd no patience with injustice or for his own curiosity. It was a miracle that he managed to stay under the thumb for so long. I told him to be more careful since his words and actions as the boss will affect us, his underlings as well, yet here we are. I thought I'd flip my lid at hearing the news, but I didn't feel as much anger as I expected to. The only thought that came to my mind was that he'd finally done it. With my head cool, I calmly considered my next move. At least some of us will make it out of here thanks to the early warning. And then Dongwon. Hana Association seems to have taken an interest in the library and the Blue Reverberation, the two entities at the center of all the problems that have been happening in L-Corp's nest lately. Now that they've marked their presence in the city's sky as stars, I asked a color, who happens to be a friend of mine, about it. And he said the association's going to recruit him to hunt down the Blue Reverberation and his cohorts soon. They've been making quite a scene in L-Corp's nest, in particular. The lives of many syndicates, fixers, and residents close to the library were lost to their hands, so the association couldn't just sit and watch anymore. They have apparently set up a camp at the door of the library, though no one knows what they're waiting for. A couple other things I heard are that all sorts of sounds and noises are coming from that camp, and that a large number of firearms belonging to the Thumb were abandoned on the ground. Maybe they launched an assault on the Syndicate while it was still struggling to recover from the loss of the underboss and his capos. The ensemble's not just most syndicates, just trying to make money off the turf of the wingless nest, that's for sure. But we still don't know what their goals really are, and I can't shake this bad feeling. Anyway, since I was asked to pay a visit to the library, it'll be worth investigating the case some more after I get this job done. Alright, so that's all of them. We have one more general invitation that we could do. I believe it's just doing 2, 3. So we got this one. I don't know what it is. We'll see what it is. An Udjat's page. They're all Udjats, though they have different hats, or hoods, or hair. I believe that's hair. Anyway, they have +1 speed. Mirage at the end of the scene, recover half of the stagger damage taken during the scene. Minimum of 1. Does not activate while staggered. Okay, at the end of the scene, give 2 protection to the ally that suffered the most damage. Okay. Once per scene, after suffering a one-sided attack, gain 1 protection and stagger protection next scene. Okay, these things are tanky. Yeah, they're all the same too. They are resistant to blunt. Okay, besides that, Harp, gain 1 protection next scene, 0 cost. Sand Splits, protection, endurance. If the natural roll of the defensive dice is max, add a pierce die 4 to 5 to the dice queue. And then the Udjat, it's an exclusive page. It gives more protection. It's all blunt. Okay, so yeah, these guys are all about tanking. So we get to look forward to that. All right, well, let's give this a shot. I think I'll stick to the strategy I did before, which is just focus them down one at a time. I believe it's known as the Unga Bunga strat. Oh wow, look at this. Let me read these dialogues. Alright, hopefully you heard that. Alright. Whew, let's do this. So most of their stuff they get is from Clash wins. The big thing, of course, is the guys that we beat up are going to get buffed by all the others, which is going to be a bit of annoyance. All right. Well, in any case, so 4-4. All right. Oh, I did do a swap for Tenchi, who I believe is using the Kim page. I went ahead and replaced an old slashing card, a very old slashing card, in fact, and replaced it with Yield My Flesh, just to have something that's better. Alright, and these attacks happen in order, so I'm actually okay with just doing that. Okay, and no other attacks are coming that way. Oh, of course, something is always going to attack that die. Alright, not the end of the world. What are you doing? You're doing that. Okay. I'm fine with just ignoring the back row guy, so I do want to intercept this. I only have Inhale Smoke. So we'll just do that, I guess. Yeah, these guys are pretty fast. What are you using? Okay, you're doing all those attacks. So, with Faint Memories, I get +2 to all these dice. So, in theory, I have +1 power from this just as normal. Yeah, +1 power. And then that'll be +3, so 5 to 9 versus 3 to 7. It's not the best. But I can't intercept it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Speaking of not being able to intercept shit, holy crap. Yeah, this attack's coming. Okay, well, not much I can do about it. Do I want to go for that first then? Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be the plan. So we'll do this attack and leave it alone. Everything else I can't really do much about, unfortunately. Okay. So your attack comes first. So I can always draw a page afterwards. Oop. Oh, you're attacking twice. Okay. Not much I can do about that then. Alright, I'll let that go through. I'll let one of them go through, rather. Because you're resistant to slashing. Okay, what are you doing? Blunt, you're resistant. Okay. So I'm just kind of seeing who all I'm going after. Alright, I think we're going to gang up on the guy on the bottom right. So that'll be the plan. For you, we can just do Energy Shield. And then help out with that. You can help out with that. Alright, and then for you, we're going to do Cleanup. And that's it. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Nice. Oh, I think I got the extra stagger damage there. Okay. 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 Got him. Okay, he's staggered, so he's just not going to recover his he's not going to recover his half the stagger damage. He is going to get 11 stacks of protection, though. Okay. So he reduces all hits by 11. Alright, that's fine. Damage wasn't too bad. Okay. Alright, so I at least have access to this move now. So I think it's either I do that move or I do Faint Memories. We'll see what plays. That's a free attack coming my way. Alright. Alright, nothing's going after meleeing here. So with that in mind, I'm going to doesn't really matter which I use. We'll do that one. And then I can go and help intercept the other one. We'll use Tail Smoke. There you go. So I'll get some of the pressure off you. Alright. You do have an attack coming your way. I can't really do much, unfortunately. So I'm just going to block some of this. And that's kind of... well, I can do a leap. Question is if I can... I have to hit hard in order to actually take advantage of this protection nonsense, or to get through the protection nonsense. Yeah, I think I'll just hold on to... well, let's see. Spend 3 charge. What's your charge at? Yeah, we'll do this one thing. I'll figure out who to target in a bit. So I could stack a bunch of burn on this thing, but I don't think that's what I want. And you guys are ganging up on me. Alright, we're gonna do Searing Sword to counter that. I'm fine with the other attack going through. That attack's gonna go through no matter what. Okay, you're ganging up with a bunch of blunt damage. Alright. Let's do Sharpen Blade. Alright. So with that, I should be able to... damage increases by the amount of bleed on the target, so it increases it by 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have just you handle this. It should be good enough. That 6 to 15 becomes pretty high. So we'll see how that plays out. They even have stagger protection. Good for them. Alright. As for everyone else, I think everyone else is actually nearly full. Just not back row guy. Okay, so we'll gang up on back row guy. Whatever I got left. Don't have any spare cards. Okay, we'll see what happens. Nope. Nope. Jeez. Nice. Okay. Oh wow, still not enough. That's so much protection. That's ridiculous. That's gonna hurt. Yep, staggered. Okay. So yeah, we didn't even kill him, even despite his weakness. Metallic Ringing's nice, but since my main blunt damage dealer is out of commission, we're gonna not worry about that. Alright, we're gonna use you. So 11 stacks of protection there. Got one person stagger, which is really bad for us. So what we're gonna do here is kill this guy. As long as I hit, it should kill. Okay, let's see. What's the order of operations here? Not much I can do about that. Okay. I can try to ink over, but it's probably not going to go well. 4 to 8, I would have one. I would have 0 cards in hand. Dice power, or yeah, my dice power is what, +3? So 3 to 9. We'll do it. Let's see what happens. I can't intercept anything. So just in case, we'll gang up on you just to ensure that you die. You are not doing so well. Alright. You have protection, so I'm just gonna ignore you. So we'll intercept that. And for you, sure, we'll do that. Okay, we'll do this. Oh, they both gang up on the same one? Well, I can intercept the other one at least. Or I can gang up on something. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. God, jeez, still wasn't enough. Jeez. There we go. Not bad. Okay, well, that didn't go as well as I wanted it to. Let's do request. Yeah, we need to take down some of these guys. 10 health left. Alright, well, you're not in any good state, but you can at least intercept something. Yeah, the problem is the block is actually reducing the damage, and that's what happened. So that's that attack. Okay. I'm fine with doing Inhale Smoke on you, Deep Drag on you. Alright. I'll just tank a hit from that, that's fine. Actually, other way around. We'll deal with that. Okay, what's going on here? I can't do anything about it. Oh wow, that's gonna hurt a lot. And that's coming too. Alright. We'll do that. And that. Let's draw off attack, and that's all I can really do. Alright, finally, got one of them down. Nice. Okay. Okay. Speed dies, great. Yeah. Using all their 0 cost right now. Alright. Well, I can intercept you. And I can deal with you. Alright. You have 15 protection, you have 6 protection, you have 6 protection, you have 7 protection. So really, for this round, we're just trying to survive. Two of those, 2 of those. Alright, so we'll do that. That second attack's going to come in no matter what, and then we got that attack. There's no way I can survive the other one, so I'll burn them on the way out. Okay, an attack from you. We'll do tailoring just to get bleed on you. Everything else doesn't really matter. Okay. Attack coming from you. I can draw that attack away. Two attacks coming for you. You're at full. Yeah, you're at full, so you should be okay. Alright, here goes. Well, went slightly okay. Okay. Hey, did 1 damage. Got him staggered, good. Got staggered back, that's fine. Staggered him. Alright, got finished one off with the bleed. Okay, alright. Magic bullet? Yeah, let's do magic bullet. Let's see how that plays. Alright, 8 protection on the guy that's staggered. You guys are ganging up on... Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna deep drag you. Smoking pipe you. You have 12 burn. You have 7 bleed. Alright, I'll uncanny strike you. Energy shield you. Alright, so those are all accounted for, so everything else I do is free. Let's have you do magic bullet. Bullet. Make sure that does what it's supposed to. There we go. And try to focus you down. Like that. Alright. Got the magic bullet. Didn't actually change the screen. Scored innards. Okay. Yeah, look at that emotion level. Okay, now it transforms. Oh, it transformed her. Now I see it. So this is how I do it. That was doable even for me. All right. All right. So yeah, So I have access to pretty much all the standard stuff here. Seal a speed die of the target for the next scene. Yeah, this is canceled synchronization at the start of the scene. Okay, so that lets me transform back. So I'm guessing I just don't draw any cards after. Eventually I have to transform back once I run out of stuff to play around with. Alright, well, I mean, whatever I use is going to end up killing, unfortunately, but that's okay. There we go. It's the same moves that were used against us, so it is to be expected. Alright, Uncanny Grin, 5% chance to boost stagger damage by +1 on scenes where charge was spent. Okay. And we got a bunch of Book of Udjat. So we'll burn those books. Alright, so now we have the Udjat page, which of course gives you all that fancy tanking stuff. It's actually pretty impressive. Yeah, if you have a... Yeah, what made it so dangerous is just having an entire group with this, because anyone that took a lot of damage ends up pretty much becoming immune to damage the next round. So, pretty interesting. Definitely a lot of things to do tanking with. Personally, I don't really have any interest in doing tank builds, so we'll just leave it be. In any case, let's quickly take a look at the start of the city. We got the Udjat page. We are Udjat. While it's a grade 1 office on the surface, we only receive requests from one person. It exists for Lady Diaz and Lady Diaz alone. We are ready to perform any feat that she demands. Her pure ambition will bring her to a position of great power one day. We simply serve as stepping stones for her ascent to the top. And there you go. Alright, so with that's pretty much all the generals that we can do right now. If we're going to do any further, we're going to have to climb the ranks a bit. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm The Depressed Hero. This was Library of Ruina. I'll see you guys later.